So moving on. So I did get to see Mulan. And so I'll talk about we'll talk about Mulan. So I cannot remember the director's name, but I think she's like fairly new. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but okay. So here's Mulan. This is my review of it. The beginning of Mulan is rushed. That's how I felt. I felt like the beginning of Mulan was very rushed. Um, but the entire middle span of Mulan is fantastic. Like it's a good movie. Like the woman something Yi Yu or something like that. Fifi Yu. I'm bad at pronunciation, so I'm sorry. Um, who played Yifi Yu, I think is actually what it is. I'm sorry about that. So she played Mulan like amazingly. Um like I was so blown away by her performance. If you're a fan of the original animated stuff, there's like the story is very similar, like very similar. Like so they definitely like try to adapt like a lot from the original animated one. And then there's some moments though where I thought that they were adapting way too much because it's like some things work for the direction that they were trying to go for, and then other things don't. Um, but that said, this movie is so visually stunning, and like when it gets into the battle sequences, like it's legit. It's definitely like an incredible like battle sequence because it's stunning. It looks mature. There's some stuff that like Mulan can do that seems slightly ridiculous, but like it's still kind of cool when you're watching it on the screen. So like when Mulan does certain things with her abilities, like you do feel like it's a bit much, but it's still very cool. Like I mean there's some moments in the movie that like I feel like Mulan maybe could have like they could have done a better job in the story to make Mulan like earn these moments better, but you're still kind of watching this like this is one of the most stunning adaptations of a animated Disney movie that I've ever seen. Um and the story is just so good, and I love that it had like a lot of heart to it too. And I liked I mean I thought a lot of the stunt work was cool. There's some really cool like stunt guys that were doing some stuff on horses that just looked amazing, and it's a very stunning movie, without a doubt. But yeah, I actually think that it's definitely worth paying $30 for, like because um it definitely is one of those things where I mean, like I said earlier on, not earlier on this episode, but on a past episode, when Adam and I were talking about it, like you get to keep Mulan on your Disney Plus, right? So, and it's definitely rewatchable. It's not like it's a long movie at all. So I definitely recommend checking out Mulan. The score is very good as well. But like one of the things I actually really liked, and this isn't a spoiler, but like one of the things I really enjoyed is like instead of like having a cricket in the movie, like they just named one of the warriors Cricket. And that's just an example of like how they kind of wanted to go in this more mature and adult route. Um, so like that's just something to give you guys because I mean this movie is very good, and the story is solid. I just felt like there wasn't enough structure to the pacing um to keep me just absolutely loving this movie, but it is really great on the same hand. Like I don't know like how they pulled off some of the stuff in here because like I mean there's some stuff that's like genuine, like it looks like it's genuine stunt work, and then there's other times where you could tell it just like it did rely on its animation maybe a little too much, but for the most part like everything in the movie looks solid. It's a solid it has a solid structure. Donnie Yen's in the movie and he's just awesome, right? He did a really good job. But yeah, I thought this movie was great. It's a great movie. I was just worried for it in the beginning because of the rushed sort of pacing to it, and then like toward the end, it kind of felt like they were kind of rushing to wrap it maybe a little bit. It was just a much shorter movie than I was expecting, but and a little bit different than I was expecting. but I definitely enjoyed it. It was cool to kind of watch it at home. I am bummed I didn't get to see it in an IMAX screen because I fully intended to run out to the IMAX to see this once it had been released. But unfortunately, with the circumstances, it was cool to kind of be able to see something like this at home, for the first time. It was odd because like I know that like I would have seen this in the theater. You know what I mean? Um, so the fact that this is something that just went straight to streaming, something with this magnitude of production level value to it, it's pretty insane. And but they really did a good job. The performances are pretty good all the way around. I didn't. I won't say I didn't care. I mean, I actually, well, no, I did care about the relationships that were like created between like all the warriors, but then there's like one or two that I'm like maybe they could have dove into that a little bit better. Like I could have definitely used like a couple extra scenes. It's kind of like what I was saying about New Mutants, although this is a better movie than New Mutants without a doubt. Like don't get me wrong, but like it's still like much like New Mutants. It just felt kind of short. um but I really enjoyed this movie a lot, and I think a lot of people are going to, and I hope that I think a lot of young women are going to watch this and feel inspired, and that's kind of the important thing. But oh man, the score for Mulan is really good. I definitely recommend checking out the soundtrack because it's great, and I know Christina Aguilera has done reflections for this, and oh man, it's a beautiful version of it. And oh my god, just watching Mulan just hop out onto the battlefield was so dope, like so badass. Like yeah, it was incredible. But anyway, guys, if you saw Mulan, let me know what you thought of it. This is one you can watch from home, so definitely check this out if you can. If you can, it's a $30 buy for premiere access on your Disney Plus. And you can watch it that way. So yeah, and if you can't afford it right now, because I know a lot of people are struggling, and I get that. I mean, definitely, just know that it will be on Disney Plus in December, or so it seems. So I think Disney's finally come out and confirmed it's going to be on Disney Plus for everybody in December. So you can wait till then. But I thought Mulan was great. So that is my review for Mulan.